All right, hello everybody. Welcome to episode number 34 of the PT Footy Podcast. Kevin's not here today because his daughter and wife are sick, so the show must go on. But we wish him a speedy recovery. With me here today, I obviously have Sam
Hello.
and Zach.
Hey everybody. Um, I want to start by congratulating all the New England Patriots fans watching our show or listening. I know that New England's got a ton of Portuguese Americans, and just want to extend my congratulations. I know Kevin, who's missing the show, is both a Porto fan and a Patriots fan, so he's celebrating a lot this weekend. But yeah.
Yeah, he had a good weekend. Oh, the week didn't start very well
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, shame about that. Hope both of them get better soon.
Yeah.
Um, so, all right.
Well, thanks for coming on again as well, because people really enjoyed you last week, 2 weeks ago. So,
Yeah,
all right. I want to get this started with Benfica first because obviously, it's the same
obviously.
thing. Get on with faster, so
Shit teams
we
first,
can.
right?
Yeah, language.
Oh, sorry. Oh, really?
Keep it
You're telling
PG.
me about language.
Keep it PG, bro.
Dude,
Just
Okay.
keep it
kidding.
PG, man.
Keep,
Kids are watching, Sam.
Sorry.
yeah, come on. You know that kids watch this. Come on.
It's my English mouth. I apologize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So Benfica played Nacional obviously after knowing that Porto had beat Sporting. So there was a little bit of pressure there. But Benfica started with a strong lineup: Ederson in goal, Nelson Semedo, Luizão, Lindelof, and Eliseu across the back, Feza and Pizzi, Salvio and Zivkovic, Mitroglou and Jonas. It was nice to see Eliseu back in the starting 11. I was sick of Andre Almeida, so that was good. Pizzi, even though he was injured and only practiced one day, still started. He still started after only practicing once during the week. But okay.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get injured, and he played kind of well in the second half. So I guess there's nothing really wrong with that. Um, Obviously, Savio ended up getting injured though, which isn't really that good. But Zivkovic had a tremendous game again. Um, and Jonas obviously starting to find his feet, and he's gonna be, a very uh, good. I don't know what I want to goal scorer. I don't know. I think it's hard now. I think I'm like giving up on the race to the golden boot because I think there's like no way he's gonna get there. But
Yeah, there's no chance, honestly.
yeah, but he might get close. He
Um,
might finish like third. But he needs a lot
yeah.
of goals. But he did play well, so that was good. Mitroglou kept trying to get a goal and eventually got one, which was good. I thought though that overall the team didn't really do much. It was basically the same performance that we had last week, but the difference was that we were at home and playing against the worst side, so it was obviously easier to get that first goal. Then after that, we just basically dominated the game. One thing I want to point out is that I liked Felipe Augusto. He seemed like uh, already with the team, having played with Rafa and all that, really helped him out because he made a couple passes to him and they linked up quite well. They had a very decent play that John was like in the side of his eyes, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna let the ball go to him," and they ended up wasting an opportunity. Obviously, they were trying to give John his hat trick, which didn't happen, but it was a easy game in the end, and a good win for Benfica. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just Nacional. I mean, Victor Garcia, who in my opinion is the best player, was injured. So I think it was always going to be um, kind of like there's always going to be one result, really. I mean, Benfica aren't in like amazing form. They've actually been struggling lately, but I do think that they at this point I would say they're going to win the league. But as for Nacional, yeah, they're going down. Um,
that it?
I'm going to say that's a yes.
Zach? 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 Okay, I suppose that was it from him. Um, just went quiet like real quick, so that was kind of odd.
So
Yeah,
yeah, of
that was
course.
it. Is that what
Yeah.
you're going to say? Okay. No, just sounded quite sudden. You're just like they're going down, and then just shut up. So that was kind of just trying to see if there was anything else coming from you. I guess
Yeah.
though.
I thought
Yeah,
as
go
for
ahead.
Benfica, just this Zivkovic Semedo, the Zivkovic Nelsinho partnership just keeps on getting stronger, keeps on fortifying every week. How many weeks they have left together? Because I wouldn't be surprised honestly if both leave this summer, but it really is becoming a solid partnership.
Can you stop being mean? You always want our players to leave.
I'm sorry. I don't want your players to leave, man.
I
I
do.
hope that you guys keep it, but I think at the minimum, I mean, look, Getch is already gone. I could see City calling for like Ederson and definitely Grimaldo. But you know what? Let's just enjoy this campaign while we still got like most of our stars.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can be behind that. But yeah,
But yeah, those two guys are just they're gonna be world class. I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna just ask you to just basically describe both of them real quick for all your fans, because I know you got a lot of guys that follow you and like both of them. So if you could just let them get to
Yeah,
know them better.
man. Well, Zivkovic, he's a really accurate crosser. I think he's got a lot to his game, but his crossing is one of his best attributes. And they're both still like kids. How old is Zivkovic again? Like
20.
I mean, 20. That's crazy. And like Semedo's like what 21 maybe.
Like 22.
Semedo seems pretty complete to me. I mean, he's always been a superb attacker as a right back, but now I think under Vitoria, he has strengthened the defensive side of his game. And he's just become a real complete fullback. I think more complete than most, definitely. And yeah, I mean, I might even say that he's the best fullback in Portugal. I mean, he's tough. He's good in big games, and he's got a good mentality. So, and I would say pretty much the same thing for Sivkovic. I'm glad he got out of
Partizan?
Partizan.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So now you know a little bit better. Now you know them a little bit better. But that's basically it. I mean, Benfica play Roca this Friday, obviously preparing for the clash against Borussia Dortmund. Having Borussia Dortmund just tied today, and then they're gonna play again on the weekend. Who do you give the advantage to right now?
I mean, I said before, like the last time I was on the show, look, man, it's gonna be what, like Eliseu against Ousmane Dembele. There's only one winner, man. So, but if you can isolate Ousmane, take his power systematically, maybe. So it isn't just Ousmane versus Eliseu 1v1 every single moment.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuchel's gonna try to make that happen. I think. If you can do that, then you got a chance. But both are struggling with injuries, and so it'll be tough. But I would say at the moment, Dortmund, because they've impressed me in Europe under Tuchel, even though they haven't done so hot in Germany.
Being away from home, though, you still give them the edge, or?
I mean, maybe it'll be a draw. I just think overall for the draw. I hope Benfica advances. By the way, I mean I like both clubs,
Mhm.
but I hope Benfica advance. I would say it might be. It's tough, but yeah, I would say Benfica.
Okay.
Benfica in the first leg, and then Dortmund
That
on
was
the
okay.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. You went like completely robotic, but I think everybody understood that.
Yeah.
So Benfica takes the second game, Dortmund takes the second. Is that what
They
you
both
said?
take the second game. Yeah.
What?
That's what you said. You just said they both take the second game.
No.
No, I said
No, Peter said it. Peter
No, I said
said the wrong thing.
Dortmund, you idiot.
No, you said Dortmund take the second game, and then you said, "Oh, Benfica will take the second game." Don't try to fool me. I hear
Whatever,
everything.
I didn't say that. But whatever, you smart ass. Lagarto smart ass.
Ah,
So yeah, Zach, go again. Sorry, because you kind of just went robotic for a sec.
I mean, okay, sorry. Shit, Dortmund are going to be. It's gonna be tough. Is Face gonna be back or what?
He's playing.
He's already back. All right, so
He's playing.
but I don't know if he's like just ready. I mean,
Hey, we can see if he can
say
play
that
4-3-3. So
look
at least
honestly though,
away.
this Dortmund defense is just it's like it's poverty in terms of central defenders. It's really poor. So I think that maybe and especially with the two men up front, I could see them giving a tough time, giving them a tough time.
Yeah, I mean, you got Janusz Mitroglou and Zivkovic to cross in those balls, so we might see a couple goals from crosses. But all right. That was it. All right. So let's move to what everybody wants to talk about, obviously. Porto and Sporting. Um, Obviously Porto 1-2-1. Soares with the double. And Alan Ruiz managed to score for Sporting. Porto's lineup was Casillas in goal, Maxi Pereira, Filipe Marcano, and Alex Telles across the back. Danilo, Oliver, Brahimi, Soares, and André Silva. So 4-4-2 for Porto there. And for Sporting, Rui Patricio in goal, Skeloto, Coates, Ruben Semedo, and Marvin across the back. Palhinha in for William Carvalho. Gelson, Adrian, Mateus Pereira making his start. Brian Ruiz and Bas Dost. Zach, I'll start with you again. What did you think of the game?
All right, what did I think of the Sporting Porto game? I mean, it just seemed like most Jesus games, you going away, you sit back, just don't really do anything in the first half, and then try to make a comeback in the second half. Reminded me a little bit of the Barca Atletico game, the first leg last week. I think so. As in Porto, they got the advantage, and then Sporting, they took it up a notch in the second half. They really played, rock and roll football. They could have, they should have gotten an equalizer, but someone the controversial yet respected worldwide Iker Casillas definitely had something to say about that.
Some random guy that shows up for big games.
I know. I mean, look, if you show up, I mean, what's that saying? Like 90% of life is just showing up.
Mm.
That's what Casillas does, man. He just shows up on the occasion. I mean, that's certainly been the case for at Porto, I would say. As for the game, I mean, I'm glad Tiquinho got his brace. I think he deserved the move, and he definitely it's gonna be it was a well needed move, a well deserved move for him and Porto too. But as for I don't think there was really any systematic, much like tactics you could really analyze. I mean, I don't know. I rate Jorge Jesus as a coach, but I think he's just done. He doesn't have much. He doesn't have anything else to offer at Sporting Lisbon. He should leave at the end of the season. Maybe if you can't get Champions League football, then that's it. You can't blow Champions League football to Braga. I mean, that's a sackable offense. There's that. So.
All right. Yeah, is that it?
What did you think, Sam?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask him. Yeah.
On that George Jesus point you just made, I 100% agree with you that if he doesn't make the Champions League, he should be sacked. And as I feel like, even though I want that to be the case, if he doesn't get the qualification, I feel like we don't have enough money to. So either he'll resign or he'll stay in. That's what I say.
No. You don't know what the rumors are?
Go on, tell me.
So, Madeira Rodrigues, right? The candidate.
Yeah.
He said that if he wins, Bruno Carvalho is paying JJ his money.
Yeah.
Like he said, like Sporting isn't paying a dime. Bruno Carvalho is.
Speaking of Bruno Carvalho, happy birthday.
No. We're not wishing him a happy birthday here.
That's mean.
We don't condone violence in football. He's a violent person.
Says the one who has Phaser on the back of their jersey. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Never had Phaser, but whatever.
Oh, do you? Maybe I think of someone else.
Oh,
Yeah, see? Screw you. You fucked up.
Fair play. Language, oh yeah.
I knew it.
Okay.
God. All right. So nobody talked about the second goal. Like, really? The Suarez
I
goal?
wasn't finished. Oh, the
Okay,
Suarez
good,
goal.
'cause that was
Okay,
brilliant.
I wasn't
Coutinho's
going to
goal?
talk about that, actually.
That was brilliant. Yeah, that was brilliant.
I blame Polina. I'm with George
That
Jesus
goal
on
was
that one.
That goal was great. What do you want about?
Polina went down way
Diagonal-
too easy.
Yeah, but then diagonal pass, and then he rounds the keeper, slots it home. That was great. Like, I was genuinely wanted him to finish that.
From my
That
point
was
of
a
view,
great goal.
I did not.
Yeah, Zach?
No, that was a crazy goal by Coutinho, honestly.
Yeah, that's the type of football that I actually like. I wish Benfica would do more of that. Diagonal
who's
pass
gonna
and then.
execute that, you know? Who's gonna execute that? Like Sivkovic?
Rafa?
Rafa, maybe. Yeah, I could see Rafa doing it.
Yeah,
But,
you just
yeah.
gotta make the pass.
That's true.
But yeah, Sam, you're still going. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, it's all right. So all the times I've been saying to start Mateus Pereira, and he starts him in the biggest game, in my opinion, of our season.
You weren't against
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
You weren't against it.
I wasn't against it at the time, but now
Why wouldn't you?
He wasn't.
He's incredible.
because there's people like Podence who, when he came on, played pretty well.
Boo.
Okay,
You
that's a
still
bit
gotta
rude to interrupt me.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, go on. What were we saying?
No, I mean, look. Palhinha is having a great season, but he's still just a basic destroyer at best. Carvalho can actually dictate, change the run of play. But still, Sporting need to rely on their young, flashy attackers. But I can't begin to describe the idiocy of basically locking Mateus Pereira out of the XI for the entire season and then just starting him randomly against Porto. I mean,
Thank you.
I think it
I
put
would,
too much pressure on his shoulders, if I'm honest.
That's what I
yeah,
told
exactly.
you.
How old is he again? He's like
He's
still a
20.
teenager, right? He's like
Yeah, it's
20.
like
or something.
19. It's like 19,
Yeah.
20, yeah. I told
Dude.
you, Sam, that he could be used as a scapegoat. But you didn't listen to me.
Well, at the time, no, but I agree with you now.
I told you.
And I'd also like to say that Bas Dost was invisible throughout that whole game.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
remember him. Actually, to be fair, got an assist
He got an assist, but basically it. Like, Jesus.
on a banger of a goal. Just saying. Aaron Ruiz.
Terrible goal.
Are you drunk?
No, Zach. Does Casillas have any blame on the goal?
Look, come on, dude.
There
Casillas
was
literally-
power on that strike.
Casillas, dude, he had the greatest performance, like, of a goalkeeper. I mean, at least one of.
I'm
a
not
goalkeeper
taking it
in
away
those-
from him. I just
I don't-
asked you
I
about
don't
the
care.
play.
Dude, that was a perfect performance. I mean, just please let that performance go on without any slander of any kind. I mean, I don't know.
Whatever.
The
Sorry.
shot had
His
too
fault.
much power on it to say
Nah.
it. That's what I
I
would say.
know you hate. Yeah, I know you love to hate on Casillas.
No, I'm
but
not hating on him on that play.
He
I
just-
genuinely thought it was his fault. He's got to parry that
Yeah.
out. I don't care. Yeah. So there you go.
I'd also
I'm
like
not
to say
taking anything
as well.
away from. Hold up. I'm not taking anything away from
Okay.
Marlon Ruiz. That was a good finish and a good assist, but he shouldn't have scored that. That's basically my point. But go on.
I was going to say this is for Kevin if he's listening. That I don't think there were any penalties in that game. I feel like the Sporting one where it hit. Whose hand did it hit?
Corona.
Corona. Yeah, that was it. The guy with the stupid tattoo. I didn't think it was a penalty, but if it got given or if it didn't get given, I wasn't fussed either way. And I saw the biggest flopper. I mean, in diving terms, Quino Suarez. That was not a penalty either.
No.
It went down like they say in England, like a sack
Super
of
easy.
potatoes. So there you
Yeah,
go.
he went down easily. I agree.
And I'd also like to say, my opinion might be a bit biased. I feel like it was an unfair result for us, especially in the second half. I feel like we played a lot better in the second half. But, I still feel like at least we deserved the draw. I'm not saying we should have got the win, we deserve the win, but at least a draw. Don't know what you think about it, you two.
I thought that, yeah. I mean, kind of because Porto never really did anything throughout the 90 minutes.
That is a good point. Although in
was
the first half we
the-
were really bad defensively.
I was going to talk about. Just give me a moment. So the first half was basically a snooze fest for neutrals.
Hmm.
There were literally 2 chances throughout the whole game. The first half, the goal, and then the second goal, because the only save Casillas made was from a play that got called back. I mean, I got no idea why it got called back, but anyway, from a play that got called back, so it doesn't even count. And the first goal, I thought that Marvin actually did quite well containing Corona.
No, I disagree.
Hold up. I mean, finish. Jesus.
Just saying.
Always jumping the gun, aren't you?
Yeah.
But then I don't know where Coates and Smith should be, and Pedinha. It's all their fault that they leave Suarez just alone in the box, and that's an easy finish for him. That defense was just terrible. I thought that you can't really ask much more of Marvin, in my opinion. The center backs and the DM got the fault in that goal. And then the second one, Pedinha goes down a little bit easy, but the rest is a great job by Suarez, in my opinion. But basically, the first half was a total snooze fest. The second half was all Sporting. So given that they played 45 minutes, I guess I'd say that Sporting deserved at least a draw.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, but then again, you've got just these. I mean, you can say they deserve a draw, but then you have to deal with just an otherworldly performance from Casillas. I mean, when people talk about, oh, my team deserved a draw, you gotta take into account. I mean, the goalkeeper is a player from on a team too. He's a part of the system too, and he can make saves and keep them in the game. So I definitely see your point, but
No, I know what you mean, and I know what you're trying to say, and I agree with you. But I'm just saying that from a playing perspective, from an actual team trying to win the game, there was only one. And that's what I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
So like Casillas like these great, but it was basically Casillas against the world. So that's why I don't, value uh Porto's play is like, oh, they deserve to win because they didn't. Um, because let's say, for example, that Sporting has a crap game and Gelson gets like an assist. I'm not gonna say that Sporting played to win. I'd say that like Gelson played to win. That's basically what happened with
Yeah.
Sporting. With Porto, basically, Casillas played to win the game, not Porto.
Dude, I mean, Gelson, and he impressed against Porto. He keeps on just proving his worth. I mean, this season, I would say Sporting Lisbon has basically been a one-man team, driven consistently by Gelson. I mean, I know Coach and Semedo have, and of course,
Those
Adrian's done well
those
too. Dost has come clutch sometimes, but
six like
the
15 goals,
one,
bro.
16 and
okay,
16.
Yeah,
but he's
and
just,
JJ had never been
but
more dependent on a striker, and he had like genres that score like 24
we
goals.
saw the same problem though with him at Wolfsburg, and that's the problem honestly. With Dost, but Gelson remains a constant in my opinion. So
Hmm.
it's
He's
I
been
mean,
solid.
what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, Tim?
Yeah.
Uh, like Peter said, two main players, Bastos and Gelson. I also agree with what Zach
Yeah.
said about Coates and Semedo. They've been decent, but not as good as they were last season. Adrian as well and William, I think they've dropped off since the Euros. I feel like they just haven't been performing as well as they should. So yeah, I agree with both your points.
Yeah.
Um, this. I know this is hindsight, right? But why wouldn't you have started? Wouldn't you have started the game with Alan Ruiz like out wide, or with Brian Ruiz out wide and Alan Ruiz like up front behind the striker?
Uh,
Instead of like if they told you, all right, play it out wide, or you can play Alan Ruiz out wide. Which one you gonna go with?
what are they not letting me fit Podence? No.
No, no Podence. I'm not. I'm
Okay,
not.
then I'd go with Ruiz.
Okay. Because that's what I felt like. Like, if JJ was thinking about putting a surprise player, I would have at least put Alan Ruiz because the guy's been playing for the team. So like, I feel like putting um Matheus Pereira is basically burning the guy because he had like 1 minute with the team, 1 minute,
Yeah,
and I know he's been playing with the B team, but I'm not sure if it works out like Benfica. Like with Benfica, you know that B team players play a train with 18 players, so there's a bit of chemistry there. I have no idea if Matheus Pereira practices with the A squad.
I think he
So
does.
He has to. Yeah.
he has to. That's what we think, but we don't know for sure.
I've seen the pictures of him in training. If that helps.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
If he doesn't, then Sporting are more messed up than I thought. Like,
I don't know, man. It's just JJ. I mean, he might not want to have him training with the A squad. I don't know, man.
yeah, probably.
Because with his teams, like one issue that we always had since Benfica is that he only has like 15 players. About it, like that's 15 to 16 players that can actually execute what he wants.
He has only like 3 at Sporting. Oh.
Well, Zach just dropped out of the call. We'll try and get him on. But you agree with my point, Sam?
Yeah, and should I agree? Should I start a new point, or should I wait for Zach to get back?
What is it?
About Polina.
Yeah, go right ahead, and you'll jump in.
What about JJ's comments about Polina? Although I do agree that Polina was at fault. If I was the manager, I would not have done what he did.
You can never do that live. Like
That's
you
got
can
that's
never.
got
Yo, sorry.
That's all
I
right.
got disconnected.
It's
that's
all
got
right.
the shatter the player of the the confidence of a player.
No, like that happened with Benfica as well, and I don't like that. Like you cannot go ahead, like go to a press conference and say, "Oh, this guy played really, 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 really bad." Like you can't
Yeah,
do that. And in doing that with Peding especially, I mean, he's a kid, and that just ruins his confidence.
He did
Zach,
work with Gelson last year as well. To be fair, that's. But I still wouldn't have done what George Jesus did. That is one of the number one rules that even if no matter how bad a player plays for you, you can't do that to someone.
yeah, you trash him inside the locker room. You don't.
In private, yeah.
Yeah. Zach, what we were talking about is the JJ's comments on Pelinha. I don't know if you saw them.
I did not.
So,
what did he say about Palinha?
Sam, what did he say?
He said that we lost because Polina didn't follow the game plan.
Oh my. Look, I mean,
it's true, but I mean, you shouldn't have said it.
Just, okay, I got his comments right here. Wait, so Palinha responded and said, "I'm proud to work with him. I'm evolving and growing. I'm a better player because of him." Look, Palinha is just like he's not like gifted technically. So I mean, he has to like follow directions in order to stay alive as a relevant midfielder. I mean, we saw the same thing with Casemiro and Krychowiak. You know, these destroyers, you've got to follow tactical instructions in order to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Did you just make your point?
Yeah, I mean, look, I just think, I mean, so I guess it is Paulina's fault, but at the same time,
you can
Paulina
never
is
do
not-
that. Like the issues that he did that in a press conference, and you should just never do that to a player.
Don't throw your players under the bus. That's cowardly.
And that's just and you know what? One thing that pisses me off. I don't know if you guys also saw this quote, but he said that Casillas won the game. Like he never says like I lost. It's never I lost. It's always the players lost. Like it's never his fault. Like and how can you expect him to get better when he's not noticing his own mistakes? Like he's not saying I failed. It was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go first?
Sam.
Zach.
What do you think about Paulina? You know, what do you think about him? Do you think he's got like?
He's got potential, yeah, I would say, but or I also think maybe we should let him stay at Belenenses, but then again, we didn't have good backup for William, so
could have just gotten Geraldo's back, which he didn't, by the way.
Say that again.
Remember we were talking about what players were loaned out to Moreirense?
Yeah.
Geraldo's didn't come back.
Or did he not? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other Geraldo's from Stubble,
okay.
Not the midfielder, which probably is the one that you should have gone in the first place, besides Pelinha. But go on.
And I was going to say also about what Zach said about throwing the players under the bus. It reminds me of the Mourinho in his last season with Chelsea. The way he threw his players under the bus is sort of is very similar to what George Jesus has done, and especially the collapse of the squad, especially not obviously as bad as Chelsea finishing in like 10th, but with Sporting, we're projected to get first or second, in my opinion. This season, with the signings, maybe I'd say second, but last season, obviously, I wanted to go first. I always want to win, but I expect us to come second this year. But with
you just wrung yourself too dry, though. I mean, you know, you wrung yourself too dry. Like, you didn't. You just don't really have much depth. I mean, you didn't for the first half of the season, I would say. And that's why I think a lot of the players started fatiguing around maybe October, November. And the results started to decline maybe.
That's a good point.
So,
but it's something that JJ said. But again, he said that William Carvalho and Adrian Silva aren't playing as well because they're fatigued. Then shouldn't he have prepared himself for that? Like, you gotta be ready for it.
He thought he did with the Elias, but obviously that didn't work out.
Elias, man.
They're the worst. One of the worst players to ever wear that shirt. Just saying.
Dude, I have no idea how the sporting board ever rated him, man. Didn't they see him at Copa America?
It was JJ
Yeah,
that
it
rated
was
him, by the
JJ.
way. It was JJ.
Dude. This guy is just like he's just on a one-man mission to destroy your glove.
It was mad dumb because he went because Bruno Carvalho like publicly said that Elias would never play at Sporting ever again, and then he ate his own words by giving JJ the player that he wanted, and then he's gone 6 months later, and actually Bruno Carvalho was right on that one.
I liked Elias's comments when he came back because when he left the first time, he said, "Oh, Bruno Carvalho is crazy and he's stupid." He comes back and he was like, "He is crazy about Sporting." I was like, "Oh, really?" But and also with the quote unquote JJ signings, so there's Elias and I think Douglas. Is there anything else? Andre, yeah. And then you've got the Bruno Carvalho signings and Castaños, Joel Campbell. Was Markovic a JJ one actually?
I thought it was JJ, wasn't it?
No idea.
We'll just put it in the middle. But those signings have not been
in between both. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. I'll say maybe more of a Markovic. I know more Bruno Carvalho for Markovic just to get back at Benfica for signing there.
I think it could be one of those both though. Like it could be Bruno Carvalho saying, "Hey, we can have a jab at Benfica," and George was saying, "Oh well, yeah. I mean, he was good for me." So maybe
it was a joint agreement. Who knows? Yeah. But still, the signings we have made, I've said this many times, poor. But it's done now.
Out.
Say that again. Dost, yeah, fair enough.
Watts have worked out. To be fair,
that is a good point. Yeah.
What is Sporting's problem with fullbacks though? Like, when was the last time they had a single, just a decent fullback?
Cedric. Whoa,
I guess Cedric.
Cedric. Right.
I never really liked him, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Cedric's the only really one.
He shouldn't start for Portugal, but he's still a good player.
Oh yeah. By the way, what do you think about Jonathan Rodriguez coming back? Is it Jonathan Rodriguez? The guy that's on loan at River play. No, wait, is it River?
Jonathan Silva.
Jonathan Silva. There you go. My bad.
Oh, Jonathan Silva.
There we go.
Yeah. I couldn't really care.
He said he's ready to come back and yada yada yada.
The only thing I remember him for is that header that was a handball in the Schalke game.
God, let's not get into
that. No, I'm not saying that.
We already talked about it.
All I'm saying is that's all I remember about Jonathan Silva. So,
dude, like, when was the last time? I mean, when was the last time Argentina produced like a decent left back? I mean, they've had like Zanetti and like Zabaleta for right backs, but I mean, their left backs. I don't want to stereotype Silva. I mean, he seemed like okay, but I don't know. There's just some curse at Sporting. Just their fullbacks are just so off. Marvin.
But I mean, Zach, though, to be fair,
but
Benfica kind of always had that problem with JJ, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Like they had Maxi, which was lucky because I'm not even sure he was a JJ signing. I think he came before that. Yeah, and then we had Coentrão for a year, and then that was it.
Right, you had Coentrão.
We had like terrible left backs, except for Siqueira, which was like one of the last ones.
He wasn't even that good, I thought.
He was very good for me. Yeah. I liked him.
I remember like watching. I remember seeing, and like pretty bad right now, but he could be decent. How old is he? And he's like 27. Like, dude, how does Sporting have this 27-year-old back who like isn't even. Like,
to be honest, it wasn't that bad.
He's been awful this season, though.
I don't know. I was gonna say last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he came up almost for free. It was basically like 3,000. 3,000. Wait, was it like 30?
Yeah. Who did you get him from? Like
Rio Ave?
No,
right?
he got from Rio Ave.
Rio Ave.
Yeah, like 300,000 euros or something like that.
We were going to sell him in January, but
That's-
he said no to Norwich, and there was someone else. Crystal
He's gonna.
Palace?
Yeah, you said no for like another English club, I think.
I think it might have been
He's
Crystal
probably
Palace.
gonna join Russia as well, right?
Yeah, I read that rumor just a couple of hours
Yeah.
ago.
Someone needs to explain how the hell that works, but we'll get on to that.
The Russia window is still open, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. Why is the summer window closed for everybody at the same time, but the January window doesn't?
Because Russia have like a break in winter.
It's BS.
It's really
I don't
cold
care.
over
It's
there. isn't it?
BS. It's BS. I don't care.
Yeah,
BS.
it's whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, go on. So we talk. So Zach, you're saying there's a 27-year-old left back playing for Sporting that doesn't even make the Dutch team.
Yeah, and I don't think no matter how bad I don't know. I don't think he'll ever be a key player for them. But I mean, so Jonathan Silva does have some sense bringing them back. How many players did Sporting bring back in winter, by the way? It must be like some record. Like, I mean, Gald, right?
Yeah. Geraldez, Polinas, Podence.
Geraldez, dude, how many is that? Like, and it keeps on going. Like,
So dumb. Some of them.
It's
It's
insane.
it's ridiculous.
yeah.
By the way, we were talking about fullbacks. I almost forgot that Sporting just they sold Arias, and like they never gave him a chance.
I thought he was decent when he played, but
Yeah.
you know,
He's starting for a Dutch team. I can't remember which one it is. PSV, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's PSV.
He's like, in my opinion, he's not this season, but for the past few seasons, he's been the best right back in Netherlands, I think.
So there you go. That was one player that Sport never gave him
And
a
he
chance.
starts for Colombia too.
Yeah.
So that's
Was he on loan at us, or did we buy him?
No, I'm pretty sure he was a
like-
Sporting player. Hold on.
Because I thought we
I'll
bought
double
him.
check.
We loaned him
I'm
from
pretty
PSV.
sure he was like, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think he signed him from.
I'll check. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, La Equidad, yeah. So having Arias in this team would be crucial, honestly, but didn't work out.
Yeah, he
Although
joined Sporting.
Scalotto,
And then he played for Sporting B. Yeah, go ahead.
What are you gonna say positive? What can you put positive about Schelotto?
I think
He's
he
fast.
covers a lot of ground and he's fast. Yeah, I was going to say he's very attacking, which I like as well.
That's basically it. Can't defend,
Pretty
but
much.
he's fast. So
He's
Yeah.
passionate as well. I'll say
I
that.
mean, you would have killed to have someone like Andre Almeida in your team, which is ridiculous.
No, let's not go too far.
No,
Almeida.
they would.
Come
He's a
on.
better left back. He's a better left back than Marvin.
I still think we should play Jefferson. But
Jefferson's trash as well, but whatever. He's been trash.
I thought he was better than Zegler.
Yeah, but your standards are that low.
Jefferson can cross a ball.
Are your
Marvin Zegler
standards
can't do
that low?
anything with a ball.
Are your standards that low?
What do you want us to do? Just play Zegler.
Look, Porto have Alex Telles and Lyon. Benfica's got Eliseu and Grimaldo, and you have Marvin and Jefferson.
Yeah.
Dude, Marvin, what does he even do? He like wins headers. That's like because he's like 6'1". That's it. I mean,
He's really good at losing the ball.
he's.
The drop off
Yeah,
is
he
massively
doesn't-
from.
I mean, okay, let's not make this podcast just a bash Marvin Ziegler party. All right,
Okay,
let's move
see
on.
what else. Okay, I guess we can talk about.
I want to talk about Maxi Pereira and how much I hate him as a footballer. Just saying.
Maxi.
Yeah,
Who?
Maxi Pereira, the right back for Porto.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Something we can agree on.
He dives so much and he is so dirty. He is the dirtiest player in the league.
He should have been sent off as well. That tackle
Really?
is just nasty. Jesus Christ.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I've never liked him. I honestly have hated him since I first started watching the Portuguese league. Not because he played for Benfica or anything, because there's some Benfica players I've liked.
I got a friend that's the same way. He's a Porto fan. Never liked Maxi. He still doesn't.
Yeah, because there are some Benfica players I have liked. Renato Sanchez is one of them. That's how many I can name off the top of my head.
You got more though. So we
Yeah.
already talked about this like
In a
off
couple
pod,
of
so
So yeah,
there you go.
just Maxi's a bit of a
A douche.
Well, I was not trying to be rude, but go
How
on.
is douche rude? Okay, whatever. He's an asshole. He's a Judas.
That's worse. Come
I
on,
know.
man.
He's a Judas. I don't care. Hate him. I guess we could talk about the fact that you're trying to raise money out of nowhere with this new Macron deal.
I like the deal. We've made some nice kits with Macron. So
You do know that that deal can come back though if you get a new president. So
well,
there's rumors that Sporting have money issues and that's why this deal was made. But nothing like we didn't expect.
I think it's fairly obvious we have money issues. How we bought no one in January.
and recalling players.
Exactly.
But there's that as well. I also wanted to point out that Porto's got like 5 injured players. That's crazy. Like 5 starters. They were all injured, at least yesterday. Danilo, Alex Telles, Marcano, Felipe, and Oliver Torres. All 5 of them injured.
Did you see the news about Oliver Torres?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that after. Zach.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oliver Torres has got a mandatory buyout clause of 20 million euros.
You think they can afford that? Or?
They have to. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
Is he worth the money though? That was basically my question.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going to. How much is winning? How much is winning the Liga NOS title? Because
probably not much.
Oliver, he's like, I don't know. It's. I mean,
he's not bad, but he's
I
definitely
think
not worth
he
20
might
million.
be. He. I don't know about that. I mean, he's
Come
got
on.
the potential to be dude. I mean, the thing is,
he's a sleeper.
Porto aren't a lot. The thing is, Porto aren't a long-term team, so that's why I really don't think they can. They should do that because he's a great. He's got potential to be an elite midfielder, but
he's a sleeper.
at
That's
the
what I'm
same
telling
time,
you. Like he's one of those guys where you shouldn't spend a lot of money in because he can either turn into a great thing or just basically stay as he is. That's just my 2 cents on him. It was very good 2 years ago. Went to Atletico, barely played. He came back and he's basically been average. So
I also don't get the Jota stuff as well because didn't Rio have to just have him?
No, pass.
But yeah, they signed him to Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid loaned him to Porto with the clause in it, right? But not a mandatory
They have
one.
a clause? I didn't. Oh yeah, I mean, Atletico Madrid didn't even need them.
Why did they buy him then? That's
They
what
stole
I'm
him off
confused about.
Benfica, basically. He was going to sign for Benfica, but he decided to go to Atletico. Basically that.
That confused me. I just thought I'd bring that up, but yeah.
You know how Atletico is? I mean, they barely play Gaetan, and it was like a starter yesterday, and I was like, why is this guy starting? He barely plays. So, whatever. They got a lot of wingers. They didn't even need Jota. That's just dumb. But that's an answer that Zach can give you way better than me.
True.
Maybe.
You can. Why would Atletico buy so many players and then just get rid of them like 6 months after? Not even that. Why Simeone does that?
I think it's rooted in the fact that despite their recent success, Atletico are still they maybe don't have that same stature as Real or United. So they make a monopoly of pretty much talent in South America, basically. Portugal. I mean, they've got some. I mean, I think Jota. It's an interesting signing. I mean, in that you've got Griezmann who very well could leave next summer, and you got 2 players who could battle it out to replace him, Jota and Correa, both very similar in their attributes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But the Jota clause is stupid. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why they really got him. I mean, they need to just get like a star if they're actually going to do anything, you know.
Mm-hmm. But you think that but in the end of the day, what we were discussing was the Oliver Torres fee, and you think that 20 million is for Porto, or is
Yeah,
it?
it's not a good deal for it because I think that if Oliver gets to that 20 million level, he's going to be sold. So it's just kind of circular reasoning, I would say maybe. You know, I mean, if he because Porto itself that's kind of a big fee for them.
It's huge, yeah.
It's huge. I mean, I know they've blown like loads onto Potter and whatnot, but it's still not. I mean, if they manage their finances correctly, I mean,
They're kind of in debt as well, though, so it's kind of like stupid to make this deal.
Yeah, well,
because
honestly,
they don't really have a lot of money.
What Portuguese team isn't in debt? Like,
yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that like while Benfica has been on the uprising with selling a lot of players and getting others for quite cheap, Porto and Sporting have been doing the absolute opposite. So why would they even with Oliver Torres? It's just stupid. It's bad management.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Porto has been great for Oliver's development, but I think he should go back to Spain. Not Atletico, but maybe Villarreal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even if Nasri leaves, I could maybe see him going there as a Nasri replacement. So,
Porto have to take up on that, but it's probably not going to be a good deal at the end of the day.
It's just he's a good player. He's one of their best for sure. And there's a lot of players that Porto don't really need. So if you sell them, I mean, you could feasibly come up with that 20 million. But
it's a gamble, though.
Oliver's future as a Dragao, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It is a gamble.
Yeah. All right. So Porto play away at Guimarães this weekend. Sam, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Guimarães is always a hard team to play away, but I would assume Porto will take the win.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, didn't you talk about that on the last podcast? Just how crazy Guimarães games are when you go there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy stuff, honestly.
I'm saying it's a draw. They haven't won in 3 years there, so I'm going with the draw. That's my prediction. And Sam, Sporting play away to Moreirense. What do you think?
Again, going to be another tough game. Hopefully, we can get that W. But depending on the lineup that we play, if he starts Mateus Pereira again, maybe.
By the way, Bruno Cesar and Campbell are injured. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah.
Somehow they suddenly got injured last week. Yeah. They just suddenly got injured.
But yeah.
Go on.
Like I said, depending on the lineup, like I would understand if he started Mateus Pereira against Moreirense, but at the same time I don't see him starting. I see William coming back into the team. Mm-hmm. Maybe starting Podence against Moreirense, but I don't know. Really, I'm gonna go on a limb and say 2-0 win.
Okay. It's crazy how like this time last year, you were neck and neck for the title. Now you're just trying to get CL football. You know.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
Oh well.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get on to some questions, and then if you guys want to ramble on, you do that.
Are they Liga NOS questions?
With the Liga NOS questions, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the other type of questions. I don't know what you're.
Hang on, let's just All right, hang on. What questions do we get?
All right, I'm gonna go with the Kaka Awesome at the Purist
Oh, yeah.
Chip. Why did Porto not keep Tello? Where do you think he'll go from Fiorentina? I'll start.
This
and
is
then I'll ask
actually
you.
in. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, it's just a funny question for me because like my I know this guy who's like second cousins of Tello.
Oh, nice.
But and of course he played for my team. I mean, same old kind of. I mean, he's had a very good career for himself, I will say. For somewhat average La Masia product, he's gone from Porto to Fiorentina now. He's still at Fiorentina, I believe. So that's a pretty good career for himself. Yeah. What would you say?
I'd say that he was never really that good at Porto, and I think that Kevin will probably agree with me. It was a kind of a no-brainer that he ended up not staying because his first year was sort of decent, but he had a massive drop-off, and he went. I think he left in January because he wasn't good enough. And like many Porto wingers, he was never really at Porto level. So
yeah, he was never Porto level, let alone Barca level. So
definitely not Barca level if you're not Porto level.
Yeah,
no offense to Porto,
Messi kind of gave him like, I don't want to say a career, but he kind of gave him a career of just that hat trick. You haven't gave him like a few years of relevance before people actually say, "Wow, this kid actually isn't that good."
Yeah, he was important for some Porto games, but and I think he even scored against Sporting, but he was never really.
It is a shame. I don't think I've seen many good attackers come out of La Masia lately. Delafeu is just another journeyman.
I liked him. Apparently, he's
our best attacking talent. Is Halilovic, and he played like 1 year at Barca B, and he was developed at Zagreb. So
yeah,
I mean they're not coming from Catalonia anymore. They're coming from like Croatia and Brazil.
Which is crazy. Sam, you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, I was just going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tello played at the same time where Quaresma was still at Porto, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it was hard to get into the team, especially with someone.
I think they kind of started together though most of the time.
Did they? Okay, yeah. That's my bad then. But like I said, Quaresma was a good player for Porto when he came back, so it was obviously hard to shift Quaresma out of the team. But I'd agree with you too that he wasn't the best at Porto in his second year. So, and to the question that where's he going to end up, I honestly have no clue. Maybe China. So.
Who knows? I mean, Andre was seen as a hero.
Why not?
In Brazil,
if he wants to go to China, he'll get that move. I mean, his agent's good enough, certainly.
Yeah, and he's a big name, so.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to modify Ticabao Perez's question. Are there any Portuguese managers or Liga NOS managers you would replace Wenger with? And what Portuguese players would you bring into Arsenal?
Ooh.
All right. So,
I'm just gonna say off the top of my head, Jose Mourinho. No, I'm kidding.
As if Portuguese managers to bring on to Arsenal replace Wenger, Leonardo Jardim and Mark Silva.
Yeah, I agree.
Jardim's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Players. Silva.
By the way, Breaking the Lines is actually going to do a just like a tactical analysis of Mark Silva's haul. So
all right, I want to see that.
Yeah, stay tuned. That yeah.
Definitely
Bernardo, but
I was gonna say Bernardo Silva, maybe Guerreiro because they have the money to.
Yeah,
so why not?
That's a good shot actually.
Yeah, why not?
Possibly even Ruben Neves. Because he's young, Portuguese. He could break into the squad at one point.
That's one of the other questions, actually, yeah.
I know. And that's it. I mean, they could bring up Andre Silva, but I don't really...
What about Horta? Andre Horta?
Andre Horta, he's still too green to even think about
I
it.
know, but just like in the future, I mean,
Would you? Yes. Yeah.
well, I
He
mean,
could be
because I
better
think
than Pizzi.
he's
So
too old at this point.
yeah, yeah.
So Horta's got potential because I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty around that CM role for Arsenal.
They
Is it
could
gonna
take
be
him.
Ox? It's gonna be
Yeah.
who's gonna be
Yeah.
Horta. He's got potential to play there.
Yeah, he does. And
All
Gelson
right.
as well. So
Oh yeah,
Of course,
Gelson.
before Sam gets mad at me,
I forgot about Gelson.
I think that's basically it. Basically it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. So, Stromae at based_ant asked, what's been up with Ruben Neves' development? Feel like he's stalled under Nuno. Zach, what are your thoughts on this?
All right. Neves. One of my favorites. One of my favorites for sure. But it is a true shame that his development has stalled. I mean, of course, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to bench Danilo. But
It's not hard to bench Herrera.
True.
So I think he's got to go on loan. I don't think he should go on loan to like a lower Portuguese side because I think he's got potential to play for maybe a lower Italian side, like I don't know, Sampdoria when Lucas Torreira leaves, for example.
You just don't see many Portuguese players make moves to Italy though. Bar Pedro Pereira, obviously,
true.
that's one of the few.
João Mario.
But that's different. He was sold.
Okay, fair enough.
I was thinking more, like players that got like loaned out.
I could see
there.
I could also see Neves going to like a lower Spanish league side as well. I reckon he'd really suit that style of play. And I don't know about Peter, but I like Ruben Neves. One of the moments I remember him of a passionate footballer is when he was about to get brought on as a sub and they said no in the end. I don't know why.
I started to cry. That pissed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I felt bad for him, and I feel like that's what more footballers should need to have, because a lot of them have a mentality of just sit on the bench, get money, but he wants to play, and I respect that.
Yeah, at that point, I felt like they burned him completely. No, that pissed me off. I hated that.
Yeah,
I respect that too, but I don't know. It's definitely it's an interesting issue that could be tied in sociologically too.
Yeah.
Where he needs to leave though. I think. I mean, he's too good to be a bench warmer at Porto.
Though, think with me, all right?
Okay.
He was injured. He's still injured, but
I know.
When he comes back, what stops him from taking Herrera's place? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nuno.
That is true.
I guess no. Yeah.
Herrera is just. Yeah, I don't know what people see in him at this point, Herrera. But I do think that Herrera is more of an all-action, box-to-box, going to do a bit of everything, to a slightly above-average level, whereas...
Obviously, we know Ruben Neves is more of a long-passer type of deep play midfielder.
He's more of a defensive midfielder, so...
Yeah, but I mean, he's not as defensive as, for example, if you have like a midfield of... the new Ruben Neves and Andre, for example, or Oliver, is not the same as having like Feza, Samaris, and Pizzi. It's not as defensive. So having Ruben Neves in the starting 11 doesn't like force you to defend as much, because Ruben Neves can move the ball forward, kind of like an Horta-style midfielder.
Yeah, but if you're Porto, don't you want to squeeze as much money out of Neves as you can? I mean, so why don't you just loan him somewhere, and he'll impress on loan, and then
I think I think Lopetegui had the right idea with him, and then with Nuno, that just kind of disappeared. With Peseiro and Nuno, that just kind of disappeared. So they need to bring it back. I think if I was Pinto Costa, I wouldn't let him leave. It would be like one
Yeah.
of those
Yeah.
like president projects, where like the president
I
saying this
definitely
kid's
wouldn't
good.
live.
So
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't let him leave at this point. I mean, they wouldn't get full value for him. So
and he's good. He's young. He's like 19 still. So just he still has a chance to break into the team and get that move.
yeah,
So it is a tough question, though. It's always hard to figure out what to do with a player like him. Uh, let's see. All right, I got one from Zay, Lost Safe Haven.
Yeah.
Big question over here between Faiza, Danilo, and William. Would you rather have on your team? That's straight to you, Zach.
William Carvalho. I know he's probably the worst one right now, but
Exactly. What
William
the?
Carvalho.
Okay.
I know he's definitely the worst one right now, but I'm sorry, William Carvalho. He's gonna be. He is for me the highest long term.
Someone with sense, finally.
No,
I know,
Sam.
I know,
He's
I
peaked.
know. Thank you.
He's
I mean,
peaked. He's peaked. He's
how is he
peaked.
peaked, dude? He's like 24. How the hell do you
Exactly.
peak at 24? How
Because
do you
he's
peak
been
at
the
24?
same for 3 years. He's peaked.
No, I think his peak was maybe last season.
As if. Sebastian
Okay,
was
well,
his first one.
I know, but get on with it. Why
No,
would you?
I was gonna say the Neil though, but whatever.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Go ahead. Why? Is that just your Portuguese bias or what?
No, I believe he's younger. But hold on, let me actually just double check that real quick.
I expected if it was the same podcast with Kevin, that Kevin would say Danilo, I would say William, and then Peter would say Phasia.
So
But, you
he's
know.
like
Yeah.
20. What's his age? Come on, 25. So he's 25. So he's younger than Faiza. He's
Alright.
He's
There you
younger than Faiza. He's way less injury prone. He's fast as hell.
Yeah.
He's very solid defensively. He's a creator and a destroyer. What else would you want from a defensive midfielder?
A moustache like William Carvalho's.
Oh, and he's fast as hell, and he's tall as hell as well. So that's that. He's tall and fast.
Mm.
He's like 6'1". He's tall.
Can he break the lines though? That's my main question to you.
Like what? Do you mean like?
Can he break? No, yeah, that's what I mean. Can he break the lines of midfield as
Yeah,
often as Carvalho can though?
yeah. Because he's got more ability than him. He might not have better passing, but he's
Come
got.
on.
He does.
You said William peaked, but in
William-
the
How
Euros,
does
he was
dude,
quality.
I bet you said Ozard peaked when he went scoreless for. I mean,
I never
he may
watched.
very well have peaked
Never
in
figured
14-15 to be fair, but I mean, I don't think you can count him out after one.
3 years. 3 years of William Carvalho. Okay.
Well, that's because he hasn't moved. I mean, he needs to lead.
I would agree with you if he moves and gets better. I just don't like snails.
Okay, but I mean, Neves isn't the fastest one.
No,
either,
but he takes more risks than William Carvalho, and he's
Yeah.
younger as well. The thing
How
with
do
William
you
Carvalho.
define taking a risk? How do you find
The thing I'll explain. The thing is with William Carvalho, he can pass the ball well. He's a good passer, but 99% of the times he decides to do a sideway pass or a backwards pass when he can force it up forward. Why he has like such a high success rate with his long passes is because he tries like twice per game, and with his ability, he can do it like 7-8 times per game.
But those twice a game always lead to the goals.
But my point is, he can do
less.
it more. He can do it more often.
Hey, if he's not going to force it and it works for him, fair play.
He's not being the player that you need, though.
Well, is anyone being the player that we need? Apart from
Gelson.
Gelson. Okay. Yeah.
By the
Gelson.
way, before I forget, sorry to cut you off, Zach. That Gelson goal is not better than the Markovic goal against Guimarães. So sorry about that. I just watched that.
I'm not sure about that, man.
No,
I mean,
sorry.
I don't know. I would. You could definitely argue that Gelson is having the best season of any attacker in Portugal.
It's fair to say that, but unfair to Zivkovic that only started playing now.
Well,
I
yeah, I
feel
know,
like
but
it's both.
that's my point. I think that Zivkovic might become a better player than Gelson. But to be fair, Zivkovic has started like 5 games. He's amazing,
Exactly. So if he,
and you can't deny his quality just because he's started a minimal amount of games. You
no,
know?
but if he played from like since August, maybe we'd be saying that he's the best attacker. That's my point. That's
Yeah,
what I was gonna say.
for sure.
So, all right, let's see if I have any more questions. I don't think there's like any more Portuguese league questions. We have some about like Real Madrid and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me just double check.
We're still gonna do the schedules without Kevin.
We weren't going to. Why?
Why don't we? I mean,
I can do it. Just give me a moment.
you want to do it?
I,
I do it
I
on
have
the
a
practice?
question, actually.
Go right
Oh
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, out of all the Portuguese players that don't play in Portugal, bar Ronaldo, who do you think is going to be the future? Obviously, Ronaldo's not going to be the future. But
So
Andre Gomes, easy answer, easy question.
I was going to say Bernardo
No.
Silva.
I
Get out
both
of
of
here.
you.
I mean,
I agree with both of you, but I would say someone else.
Go on.
Who would you say?
Mm.
Done and done, bro.
I love Renato.
He
needs to actually.
Hey, calm down. He's like
I
his
don't know why
first
he isn't
6
playing
months
more.
away.
He should play more at Bayern, to be honest.
Well, as soon as Vidal leaves, that's his place.
Well, he's not going to leave for a long time.
As if you'll see him move to China in summer. Like, it's doable. I mean, if the guy wants.
I mean,
I can see Vidal do that. I don't know.
why would he want? He's playing at Bayern Munich. Players like.
Because you want the money.
He's starting at Bayern. Why would you? I mean, I know Diego Costa is a rare case, though, in my opinion. I mean,
But there's a lot of midfielders at Bayern at the moment, right? You got Kimmich, you got Thiago, you've got Renato Sanchez, Xabi Alonso.
well, Lam and Xabi are both leaving, so.
True, yeah.
It's just that I feel like it's unfair to overhype Renato and then don't even mention him as one of the biggest prospects.
No, I mean
Portuguese
he is. I mean, when you think about it, how many players, how many 18-year-olds have been crucial national teams title? You know,
and not even just the national team, both the national team and your
yeah, both Benfica and Portugal. You know,
yeah.
So, but he should get more games at Bayern, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, but all 3 of those very good choices, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I will always say Andre Gomes, no matter what the question or circumstances. But of course, so good, and Renato too.
And we even have like on the defensive side of the ball, people like Rafael Guerreiro. They'll probably peak and be one of the best left backs as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good shot.
So I mean, we can look at everywhere basically.
Although I think
Guerreiro
is going to be a midfielder.
But he could be like one of those guys where he's like a midfielder, and like for the national team, he can play like left back. Like I remember that Rojo played center back for Sporting, but whenever he got called up to Argentina, he played left back. So I mean, that can happen.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Mustafi also played right back for Germany.
Yeah.
So it's not something uncommon, especially since Guerreiro is very small. So you probably play Andre Gomes, like Adrian Silva and Renato Sanches over him, and have him start on the left. So.
Oh yeah, I would definitely start him at left back. I mean, I don't think there are many other options that Portugal have. Who would be Portugal's second choice in that case?
It's Fábio Coentrão, but how much time does he have left?
He's gonna be off to China at some point, honestly.
Yeah,
he was wasted at Madrid.
He was missing at Benfica.
He was good with Mourinho though. to be fair.
Yeah, he was, but I feel like he might be one of those players that just works better if he's in a team that he likes.
Yeah, for me, he's a what if player. What if he played every game? Well, not every game, but the majority of games. Would he be one of the best left backs in the world? Who knows? But I always thought he was a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Mario Rui with Roma.
Wait, he's in Roma?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
well, some random Italian club.
No. He's at Rui now. He's at Roma now. But Emerson's doing amazing, so he's gonna have a tough time finding his way back.
Yeah, but that's a good shout. But basically, though, if I think those would be top three: Renato, Bernardo, and André Gomes away from Portugal. Those that right now would be like the number one stars to Portugal. There you go. That was nice. That was a good question.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm full of them.
All right.
All right. So I think that's it. For questions.
We're gonna go through the schedule now.
You want to do that?
I mean, I just wanna practice my Portuguese pronunciations, and I think this will be a good way to.
All right. So
Do it.
what you
Let's
do?
go.
Can I do it?
What you do though? You do second league as well. All right, but you do top
Right.
5, bottom 7.
Top 5, bottom 7. All right. What about the ones in the middle?
Those don't matter. The first, like the Liga NOS, you do like everyone. The second league, you do the top 5, bottom 7.
All right. Okay, Liga NOS, you just go 1 through 18, and then. All right. All right, Liga NOS. First, Benfica. Second, Porto. Third, Sporting Lisbon.
You can't say Sporting Lisbon or someone get mad. Every time you say Sporting Lisbon, a baby dies.
Fucking hell, Jesus!
I was trying to appease Sam. All right, fine. Sporting.
That's better.
Sporting Portugal.
You just go with Sporting. That's fine.
Braga. Vitória de Guimarães. Marítimo. Then Setúbal.
Setúbal, yeah.
Setúbal, yeah. Chaves. Rio Ave. Arouca. Boa Vista. Belenenses. Farense. Pacos Ferreira.
Close.
Moreirense. Close? How was it? How do I say it? Pash. All right, sorry. Pash Ferreira.
There you go. That was better.
Moreirense. Historia Praia.
Yeah.
Tondela,
yeah.
Yeah, Tondela.
And Nacional.
And dead last, Nacional, the whipping boys of Liga NOS.
Thank God. Sick of them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think Victor Garcia will, he could be brought back, to be fair,
To Porto, yeah, but he's not going to save Nacional. Forget about it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you know how to do the second division?
Yeah, I think
Liga
so.
Ledman.
Liga Pro?
Yeah,
right?
Ledman, whatever. Liga.
Ledman. Dude, the corporation's corruption of these leagues, man. Ridiculous. Segunda Liga, whatever. Let's see. First, okay, top 5, bottom 7, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. First, Portimonense.
Yeah, Portimonense, yeah, that was good.
Yeah. All right. Second, Desportivo Aves.
Yeah, Desportivo Aves,
Third,
yeah.
Académica.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, Santa Clara. 5, Penafiel. And then we go to bottom 7. All right. 16th, Leixões.
Yeah, Leixões.
All right, Leixões. All right. 17th, Famalicão,
Yeah.
18th. Porto's B team. 19 Académico
Viseu, Viseu, yeah.
Viseu.
Yeah, Viseu.
All right. 20th, Sporting's B team. 21st is Freamund.
Mm-hmm.
22nd is Ohanense.
Ordinance, yeah.
Ohanense. Is that good?
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
So just before we get off, though, real quick, because I forgot about a question. It's something that I wanted to ask you. Sam, I'm not going to ask you because we can talk about it next week. But I want
That's
to ask
rude.
Zach.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just because of time. We're short
Yeah,
on time.
go on.
So.
It's fine.
Zach,
Come on, we got time.
what do you think about the fact that a Chinese or a Japanese, an Asian fella put in 100,000 euros on a bet on Feirense against Rio Ave, and everything was shut down for the possible option of match fixing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when it comes to match fixing, it's usually talked about in Italy. I mean, of course, with the Calciopoli scandal, but it really is I don't want to be over dramatic, but it is an affliction that spreads through Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad there was an appropriate reaction to it, because you can't have a balanced and healthy league with match fixing. And once you allow match fixing to take over, that's another one of the barriers that separates, I think, European football from more rugged, less like official types of football, I would say.
It makes the country look bad as well, right? With
It does.
we working so hard to try and pull away from all those bad things, and then this scandal comes up, and which isn't good. But at least they made the appropriate reaction to it. So I guess that isn't all bad. But okay, I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Sam, what do you think?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and ask Sam. Sam, what do you think? That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We still got a couple of minutes.
I pretty much agree with everything Zach said there. And what you said as well. It does put a bad on the Portuguese football as well. But and it's something that needs to be stopped. So that's what I've got to say about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next week you're gonna be back on Wednesday, obviously, because Champions League week.
Of course.
Gonna have ourselves a special guest with Hugo coming back because he's gonna watch Benfica play. So he's gonna come back and talk about his experience as well. So should be a good one. I want to thank you, Zach, for coming on again. Really nice to have you here.
My pleasure.
Woo.
And
Yeah.
don't forget to follow at Breaking the Lines and El Fantasmita.
It's actually at BreakingINGIINES. It's not Breaking Lines. We can get that at Breaking.
Come on, Peterson.
I don't know.
And Breaking the Lines is. I'm sorry. I wish I could have gotten Breaking the Lines, but word limit.
Yeah.
Word limit for usernames. But yeah, it's going great, and like I said, we're gonna have a Mark Silva comp shortly, or just like an analysis basically of the tactics. So
we'll be sure to retweet that, and if you need any help, don't forget me and Sam did watch him for an extended period of time. So any questions you might have, we can help out with that. All right, but thank you for coming on again.
My pleasure.
Sam, I'll see you next week as usual, and hopefully with Kevin.
Yeah.
I'll see you all next week.
All right. Take care, guys.
Happy birthday, Bruno.